I've been winning for 7 straight years because of 4 simple poker strategies. If you master them, you will start winning more money immediately in your games. In this video, I'll walk you through each strategy using real hands I've played recently so you can see exactly how to use them at the table. The first simple strategy is going to involve a position you need to make sure you play in majority of the time to maximize your profit. You need to play in position as much as possible and know how to navigate spots when you have this advantage. We are going to see this when I am dealt pocket fives on the button. It will be on the recreational and hijack. They will open 2.5x, making it $5 to go. It folds to me, and pocket pairs are very nice hands to play in position to recreationals. If we are able to hit a set, our hand is very disguised as they are not very range aware. I put in a call and 2 additional racks in the small blind and big blind will be calling too. This is one of the best spots to be in poker, in position to these exact 3 players. Before we go to the flop, keep in mind the button has additional advantages such as you will be able to act last on every street, controlling the action of the pot. If you have a draw or a mediocre holding, you can check back and realize your equity for free if there is no bet placed. And lastly, you can apply massive pressure on opponents who are out of position, making them feel extremely uncomfortable. We are 4-handed, headed to a flop of King 6-5, all spades. This is a good flop and a bad flop at the same time. It is good in a sense we have bottom set, which is an extremely strong hand, but bad in a sense we are behind to any flop flushes already. Rex will have the tendency to play a lot of suited cards, so we must tread very cautiously. Both small blind and big blind are going to check. The original opener is going to fire out a pot-sized wager. This is a very strong bet, so I would not put in a raise this time. Once again, I can already be behind, so I will just call. Preferably, we would want to see some folds, and we will when both small blind and big blind are laying it down. We have less to worry about now as we are heads up, going to the turn, and it comes the 10 of diamonds. This is a very good spot as I can still have the best hand, and if not, the board can pair to give me a full house. Remember, with a set, you are never drawing completely dead even to a flush. Villain is going to continue on the turn with a 66% pot bet, roughly for $37. I will still go with the passive route here and put in a call. We go to the river and it comes the 9 of clubs. Villain is going to continue this story that they have a strong holding and announce they are all in for a slight overbet on the river. Against the rack, this is going to be a very easy call because they will not always have a flop flush here. As we know, sometimes they are known to show up with random hands. I snap call and they turn over ace queen offsuit for the triple barrel bluff. They were drawn to the nuts, aka best hand possible with the ace of spades, and had a straight draw on the turn and still decided to go for it on the river. This is the power of being in position as Villain did all of the hard work for us. If you are struggling to win the most money when you're in position or find yourself in awkward spots out of position too often, you should scan this QR code to join my free weekly newsletter. I provide knowledge to improve in both of these areas. You can also click the pinned comment in the video to join. The next strategy is a problem I see with all poker players at all levels of play. I am dealt ace-jack suited in big blind. Villain and under the gun is going to open to $5 and cutoff and button are going to call. Small blind is going to fold. In this spot with my current holding, people believe it is best to call and see a flop 4-handed. This is not the case and we want to take a more aggressive route here instead of playing out of position. You need to learn the when, why, and how to 3-bet. People just do not 3-bet enough in poker. So instead of calling, I will be putting in a massive 3-bet squeeze, making it $32 to go. All of my opponents will fold and I take down a pot without seeing a flop, and also no rake was paid. This is one of the advantages of 3-betting here. Also, I took over the aggression in this hand and other players have to respect it. They will not 4-bet you light, especially against a 3-bet from big blind. People view 3-bets as a sign of being super strong, especially at lower stakes, so use this as your advantage. What if we 3-bet and get called? How should we play once we get post flop? Let's look at this next hand when I am dealt ace-queen offsuit in our favorite position, the button. The regular is going to open $5 from under the gun position, and cut off, the recreational, is going to call. As usual, we know recreationals love to call and play a lot of hands, so this is a perfect spot to 3-bet squeeze again. I am going to 3-bet to $20. It folds back around to the original opener, who will call, and cut off joins the party too. It is okay though, because we have position to both of our opponents and we are now the aggressor. We are 3-handed, headed to a flop of king 5-5, 2 diamonds. Under the gun checks and cut off checks too. You may think here, well, I have nothing, so let's check back, but that is not how we should play this spot. Remember, we still have some very strong hands such as ace-king, aces, kings, king-queen suited, and ace-5 suited here. They still must respect our bet and cannot just float anything here being out of position. I will keep up the aggression and find a continuation bet, aka C-bet, making it $18 to go. After a couple of seconds, both villains will be folding. This happens more than you believe in 3-bet pots, so make sure you still keep up the aggression even when you do not have a made hand. The following strategy is for all the people who love to trap their opponent and do not like putting in the money themselves. It is not the way to win more money in your games, so make sure you start fast playing your hands. People call too wide, and with so many worse hands, we can get paid very often. They love putting in the money bad for us, as we will see when I am dealt pocket nines on the button. The station rec is going to open $5 in hijack. Pocket nines can sometimes 3-bet here, but this time I will just be putting in a call and everyone else will fold. We go heads up to a flop of 9-6 queen rainbow. Very nice flop to have second best set, and I am only behind to pocket queens. Villain is c-betting here for about 30%, making it almost $4 to go. Remember, we must focus on 2 things here. First, we need to remember to fast play our hand and get in as much money as possible. Second, villain is a station wreck, aka they do not know when to fold and will call off even more hands than someone else would. I am going for the raise in position, making it about $13 to go. Surprisingly, we are going to see villain 3-bet this flop and 3x my size, betting $39. This is a bit crazy to see this much money go in on the flop already, but I am not complaining. There are not too many spots in poker you really want to 3-bet flops. 4-betting on this dry texture will look so strong, so now I will just call their raise. The turn brings in the queen of hearts, and now I pretty much have the best hand possible. My opponent is going to check, and there is no point in checking back. I want to build up this pot and set it up to play for stacks, aka P4S, especially against such a strong flop line. Trust me, villain is never folding here. I think about my sizing and I bet 50% of the pot. Villain comes along with the call. We go to the river and it comes the 8 of spades. They check, and we want to make sure we do not find a small bet here. I do not just want to make a small amount of money in this hand, I want it all. I announce that I am all in for about a pot-sized bet, and the station recreational will be snap calling. They show up with Jack 10 offsuit. If I did not put in a raise in position on the flop, it would never have given them the opportunity to almost punt it off with their open-ended straight draw. Do not focus on them hitting their hand on the river. You should focus on the pot building so quickly on the flop and the turn. Even if they did not make their hand, I still would have won a bunch of money by fast playing my flop set. Fast playing is very specific and you need to know when to implement this strategy. To learn more spots you can do this, scan this QR code to join my free weekly poker newsletter. I have received an amazing amount of feedback from all my subscribers, thanking me for the knowledge I provide. You can also join by clicking the link in the pinned comment. This next strategy is an extremely interesting one because everyone falls victim to it all the time. Please stop calling weak hands in the small blind. You should not call hands such as 8-5 suited and King 2 suited, hoping to hit a flush. Also, you would be out of position, which is the worst spot to be in poker. Consistent winners at the tables never flat small blind with weaker hold-ins. We will see how calling small blind can get you into bad situations when I am dealt pocket tens in under the gun position. I open to $4 and it folds around to 2 recreationals in the blinds. They both will be put in the call. We are three-handed headed to a flop of King 10-9 Rainbow. Beautiful flop as I have the best set possible against the 2 wrecks and I am in position to both of them. Yes, it is the best set because they will never have pocket kings in this spot. Small blind is going to check and the donkin wreck is going to lead out here on the flop for about 66% of the pot. There are some bad turns such as a jack or a queen for the 4-liner straight, but without there being a flush draw on the board, I am not too worried. The goal is going to try and keep the small blind in as well to increase my winnings even more. I just put in a call and small blind is going to be calling too. We go to the turn and it comes the king of clubs. I now have a full house, so we are definitely not worried about any cards at this point. Small blind checks and villain who donked the flop decides to slow down. I do not want to bet too much here as it is not necessary. There are no flush draws out there and I really want to keep both of them in the pot if possible. I go for a smaller size, just betting about 50% of the pot for $18. Well, look at what we have here as small blind decides to check raise a little more than 3x to $64. Perfect spot for me as at this point, they must just have trips with the king. Big blind is folding and I put in a call as there is no point in trying to get it in here. The river is the ace of diamonds and surprisingly my opponent is going to check. Here we have one option and one option only as I know the recreational is never going to fold the king here. I announce that I am all in and after a couple of seconds, they put in a call. We can see why they check the river now as they show King 5 offsuit. This is exactly why you do not play bad hands in the small blind. After you watch this next video, you will learn the one strategy that makes you dangerous at any poker table you sit at.